YouTube world, yeah, it's recording. YouTube world, back at it once again. It's the Classic 8. Here to go over SummerSlam weekend. I just got back home, and best thing to do is turn on the camera, even though I'm stupid tired. Turn on the camera, and let's talk about this. Polarizing reviews from this weekend, mainly about SummerSlam, but I want to go over the whole thing. I attended SummerSlam, which was last night, and then also NXT TakeOver Brooklyn as well. On Friday, was it Friday? No, Saturday. It was on Saturday. I went last year, had a really good time. I didn't think SummerSlam was the greatest show, but I had fun. I thought NXT was tremendous, especially the Sasha and Bayley match. But overall, I had a really good time. This year, basically saying the same thing. I had an awesome time. I thought NXT, I could just be living in the moment. Granted, that Bayley and Sasha match was fantastic, but I think overall this year you had a much better show. I just think all the matches pretty much all of them, were good, very good, or even great. The pre-show wasn't as good. They did more on the last one, especially with Enzo and Cass. The crowd, huge pop for that. God, I forgot who we got in the pre-show here. I think, 10. What's his name? 10. Ty Dillinger and Wesley Blake or Buddy Murphy. One of them faced each other. And then there was the Authors of Pain versus TM61. Am I saying that right? I think that's their name, TM61. But either way, they were decent matches, whatever. The main show was a lot of fun. It opened up with Austin Aries versus No Way Jose. This is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It wasn't anything blow away, but I definitely think it was much better. No Way Jose got a really nice entrance. I thought he was just going to be booed and no one would really care about him, but he got a really nice entrance. The crowd was really into him. This is one of those NXT things where it's very similar to, and I don't want to compare it to that, but you have the comparison with the Congo line and everything. It's very similar to Adam Rose, where Adam Rose was super over in NXT, and you kind of transition that into the main roster, and I don't think it's going to work too well. But either way, Austin Aries, really good. I just thought this was a really good match. He ended up winning with the, is it Last Chancery? Is that what they call it? The submission move. He ended up winning with that. He put it on again as the match was over, and out comes Hideo Itami for the save. So I guess that's the new program they're going to, and I have no problems with that. Hideo Itami versus Austin Aries, that should be a lot of fun. Hideo came out doing slaps and kicks to Austin Aries, put him up for the GTS. Not GTS, excuse me. Let's stop calling it that. It is not the GTS, it's the go to sleep. Put him up for the go to sleep. I personally thought that Aries was doing escape out and bail, but they actually hit it, and I thought that was the smart thing to do because not too many places you can get a pop like they got for that thing. So really cool to see. Again, we'll probably get that match down the road. I'm very excited for that. The debuting Ember Moon, who was Athena and Shimmer, I believe, in other promotions, versus Billie Kay. This was okay. Ember Moon, I don't know what they call it, but her finisher is like it's like a twisting dive off the top rope into a stunner. That's really cool. Billie Kay she's okay. It was okay match. Bobby Roode versus Andrade Cien Almas. I think I'm saying that right. No one cared about, I won't say no one cared, but it didn't give much of a reaction for Andrade when he came out. The silly hat, the red suspenders, or whatever he was wearing, it's just put him back in the mask and call him Sombra. Just do that. On the flip side, Bobby Roode, holy moly, this glorious. He had this crazy entrance where he's standing on like a box or a crane or something like that. And the music's playing, and the entire arena is singing his music or singing this theme song. Just a crazy sight to see. It was a lot of fun as far as that entrance. The match itself was okay. Roode ended up winning with the pump handle slam. Get a new finisher ASAP. That finisher sucks, but either way, decent match. Fantastic entrance by Bobby Roode. The match I was looking forward to the most. Why did this go blank? The match I was looking forward to the most on the NXT show, the NXT Tag Team Championships, Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, The Revival versus Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. I just felt like this was going to be I thought it was going to be like a really great match, and I think it turned out to be even better than that. Super old school, like the Revival. They wrestle that old school style. There was one spot that got mega heat where, of course, I believe it was Gargano or Ciampa went for the tag. Referee didn't see it, brought him back in. The crowd just went crazy for it. But either way, like I said, this was just a fantastic match. Revival ended up retaining the titles, which was cool. I have no problem with that. I would love to see another match with these two. I think we've already seen a tag team match 2 out of 3 falls, haven't we? We've seen that. But either way, hopefully they get another match, maybe on NXT, maybe on a takeover special. But this was my match of the night, personally. That was really, really good. NXT Women's Championship, Bayley versus Asuka. I felt that this was better than the Dallas match. 14 minutes. I would have liked to seen it go just a little bit longer, maybe another 3 or 4 minutes. Asuka ended up winning. I think she just ended up winning with some kicks. She couldn't get the Asuka lock down, so basically just kicked the shit out of Bayley. Ended up retaining the title, which was cool. No problem with that. After the match, Bayley leaves the ring. She hugs Sasha and Becky, who are at ringside. She goes and hugs Charlotte. Almost like that send-off, like she's done in NXT. I don't know. They did the same thing with Sasha last year, and then she ended up wrestling another another live special for them. We possibly may see Bayley debut tonight. I think it'd be really fun. I think this is the right city. Brooklyn is the right city to do it in because she'll get that crazy pop. Maybe they'll put on SmackDown. I don't know. But either way, this was a fantastic match between these two. Again, I would like to see it just go a little bit longer. But it was a really good match for sure. Then we went to the main event. NXT Championship, Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura got, well, I won't say he got a crazy entrance. He pretty much did his regular entrance. He had a guy there playing the violin for him, along with the theme song. This place just lost their minds when Nakamura came out. That violin that hits right before his song kind of starts. I couldn't hear a thing. It's one of the loudest pops I ever heard in my life. I've heard 2 of the loudest pops this year. One was Austin coming out at WrestleMania. People act like they hadn't seen him in 40 years. It was crazy, but that pop. But then there was 100,000 people there. But this one, when Nakamura came out, was just insane. They had a really good match. Again, I think I would like to see just a couple more minutes back and forth between the two. I think they played it up that Joe had a broken jaw. He caught a couple Beaumaillers. He caught one that hit him like right in the side of the face that, Joe was kind of checking himself. And that's when like the jaw break may have happened. I don't think he actually broke his jaw, but they sold it really well. Beaumaillé to the back of the neck, then one more in the middle of the ring. Nakamura ended up winning. He's now the champion. That was a nice thing to see. Just an overall fun show. This was 2 years in a row that I've gone to TakeOver in Brooklyn. I went to Dallas as well. I can't tell which show was better because they all were special in their own way, but this was a lot of fun. Had a really fun time there. Then the last night, we went to SummerSlam. We skipped the 2-hour pre-show. I'm not sitting in my seat for 6 hours. No way. Got there. We did see the Sheamus and Cesaro, the first of the best of 7. That was an alright match. Obviously, they can't do too much. You have to save some stuff. 6 more matches to go, but it was a decent match. The show opened up with, if I can get the results. The show opened up with Enzo and Cass, which I figured they will open the show. That's always the best show opener that you can do is bring those two out because you always get the pop. Versus Jericho and Kevin Owens. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, a decent team. I see them feuding with Neville and Sami Zayn pretty soon, which those should be fantastic matches. Just 4 guys, don't really have anything to do. Just put them in tag team, let them go. That should be fine. But either way, this match I thought was all right. They tried this fancy pop-up powerbomb into a code breaker, which nearly killed Enzo. Like it looked horrible. I like the idea, I like the concept of it, but it just didn't work out. I'm pretty sure they'll get another chance at it and it should be fine. This match was alright, no problem with it. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, was very surprised to see this so high up in the card. This was sloppy early on. They had a couple moves that they botched, and the crowd just wasn't really into it. Picked up tremendously. They did a like the Rey Mysterio move where Charlotte was going for the power bomb and Sasha reversed into the Hurricane Rana. They worked hard. It wasn't as good as the Raw match, but I enjoyed it. The finish came with Sasha had the bank statement on Charlotte, and Charlotte rolled her up and won the title. And I was shocked. I think everyone in the arena was shocked. Not sure why they did that. Sasha's now 0-2 in Brooklyn. I've seen nothing. I've seen her lose all of her matches in Brooklyn. Hopefully she can get a win next year, maybe. But I thought it was an alright match. Miz versus Apollo Crews. Miz ended up winning with the Skull Crush finale. That's all it was. John Cena versus AJ Styles. This is polarizing. A lot of people hated this. I thought it was one of the matches of the year. Styles ended up winning with the Styles Clash and the Springboard forearm, a phenomenal forearm. The place when the bell rung to start the match, the place was just going absolutely crazy. I cannot wait to go back and watch this match. They were going I was going crazy. A lot of big moves, kickouts of the FU from the top rope, phenomenal forearm kick out, Styles Clash kick out. Just a bunch of big moves, man. And it was a great match. Cena pulled off his armband and left it in the ring. I guess he's going to be gone for a while, which sucks because SmackDown needs the talent. So I thought it was a damn fine match. Again, I think it's one of the matches of the year. Then we went to Gallows and Anderson versus the New Day. Wasn't really feeling this. Jon Stewart came out, tried to do Big E's entrance. No rhythm at all. They had a match. I went and get beer. I went to go get beer, came back. They were trying to post Jon Stewart, and Big E ran out. Got another big pop for that. I think it was just, no disqualification. Oh, it was a disqualification. It was what it is. Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE World Championship. I don't think it's World Heavyweight World Championship. Ambrose won. Dirty Deeds. Didn't care. Was glad it was over. 6-woman tag. You had Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Carmella versus Alexa Bliss. It was Natalya, and it was supposed to be Eva Marie. Obviously, Eva Marie got suspended. They still played her music. I popped that she was going to come out because I just love her whole get up. She can't wrestle, but I love the act. Either way, she didn't come out. Out came Nikki Bella. People just lost their shit for Nikki Bella. Obviously, Nikki Bella ended up winning with her new finish, which is the TKO. It was a match. WWE Universal Championship. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, the Demon King. Couple things. One, stop saying Demon King. They won't. They're branding him. I hate that he's Finn Balor, the Demon King. It's not the Demon King Finn Balor. Like, why can't you just have his own name? You're gonna sell toys and t-shirts already, but I don't like the Demon King just being shoved down your throat. The other thing, the belt. I don't know if this happened. I've kind of skimmed through. I skimmed through that part because I want to see how it came off on TV. They showed a promo package for the match, and then they cut to the ring and you see the belt, and then they come out with the entrances. Did you see did you see Stephanie and Foley come out? I don't know if they showed that on the pay-per-view. By the way, when they did the drum roll and they pulled that cover off, the place just like audible is just ugh, and then just boos. And they should have shown this on Raw or something. Got this out of the way. Got it out of the way. Let people be disgusted on Twitter and all that stuff a couple days beforehand. Unveiling it heel is a bad idea. People were just chanting how much they hated this belt. So many different chants. I got a kick out of it at one point. I think they did the Bailey chant, which I started to laugh. It is a belt. It is an ugly belt. There's no originality with this. SmackDown should be its own brand. Raw should be its own brand. And both of the world titles and the women's championships look all the same. They all look the same. It's not good. Either way, Seth Rollins versus the Demon King. I thought this was a good match. It suffered in the beginning because of the fans going ape shit over the belt. But by the end of it, the whole crowd was really into it. The Demon King ended up winning with the coup de grace. I was surprised to see that. I thought they were going to go right back to Seth Rollins, have Seth Rollins be the first champion, the first person to hold that belt. But they gave it to the Demon King, and I have no problem with that. We shall see what happens. Apparently he had an injury, like his arm or something got messed up. I hope not. I thought it was a good match. I would like to see them have another one under different circumstances. Not really necessarily with a different crowd, because the crowd tonight or last night had a lot of heat, but I would like to see it with a different presentation than people just focusing on that belt. I saw Seth Rollins was upset about it. It's New York, bro. What can you do? I was at Seth Rollins. I was at, what was that pay-per-view? Glory by Honor in 2010. I went to Glory by Honor, Ring of Honor, Glory by Honor. It was Seth Rollins, who was Tyler Black, versus Roderick Strong for the ROH Championship. Rollins was champion, and it was his last match before heading to WWE. And the fans knew that. The fans in New York knew that. And I was a fan of Tyler Black. I was a huge fan. I love Tyler Black. But the fans just absolutely shit on this guy. The entire match, they shit on him. He lost the belt. Roddy wins the championship. Then the fans, as Rollins is leaving, the fans started chanting, "Thank you, Tyler." Just complete 180 from what they were doing in the match. And then Tyler just threw up middle fingers. They said, "Fuck you guys," and walked off. Granted, he was a heel. But either way, he should know how this works. That's just New York. That's just how they're going to do. Rusev versus Roman Reigns. Obviously, they had this match on Raw. Reigns won. I thought that he was going to win because they were just going to beat him straight up and have Rusev beat him and retain the championship. A match never happened. You just saw total destruction from Reigns, just absolutely kill Rusev. Pretty cool spear coming from the when he left and he came back and he hit Rusev with a spear on the stage on the ramp. I thought that was pretty cool. The crowd popped for it, so they were just booing him a couple minutes ago and they popped for that. The main event, Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. I wish this wasn't the main event. Of course, in hindsight, even I said that Cena and Styles should have been the main event, or at least Rollins and Demon King should have been, the main event. But either way, Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. The match was a no contest, I believe, or no. It was a TKO for Brock Lesnar because they're having a match, suplexes, not really doing anything crazy suplexes because Orton got the bad neck. Couple RKOs, one RKO on the table. But there was a spot where Brock took his gloves off and just started to pound the shit out of Orton, bleeding all over the place, just gushing blood. Ref stopped it. And then he started to do it again. Shane came out. Shane caught an F5. Brock walked to the back. Show fade to black. And the show went off the air. This was the second year in a row that fans left the Barclays booing the result of the main event. They did not like the Undertaker spot from last year. They did not like. No, I don't know if they booed the match. The crowd was chanting Goldberg. I guess the rumor was Goldberg was going to come out. I love Brock Lesnar, but ever since this Suplex City thing has started, his matches, the quality of his matches has deteriorated big time. It was awesome when he did it at SummerSlam 2014 with Cena. It was so dope. 16 suplexes, we had never seen that. Seeing Cena get destroyed, it was awesome. And he was doing it during WrestleMania against Roman Reigns, and then that's when he, coined the phrase Suplex City. And again, ever since then, I just don't think his matches have been up to any standard of Brock Lesnar, because all he's really doing is suplexes and F5s. Randy Orton was not a great opponent. I just don't think this was a good match to begin with. I didn't hate the match. I didn't hate it. I thought you could have done something a little bit better. With Brock, they're doing this destruction thing. He's destroying all these people, and I'm curious on what it's leading up to. Is it still leading up to one day Reigns beating Lesnar? Because it still hasn't happened. I don't know if they're ever going to get that corner turned on Reigns. So I don't know if you ever want to go down that route. I would love to see Joe debut and Joe be the one that finally beats Brock. I think that would be pretty cool. But this, I don't know. Again, because of that, the show ended, people were booing, and then the whole mindset was that it really wasn't a good show. And I think that main event segment match is the reason why people don't think it was a good show. I thought it was a good show. I thought that Cena Styles was, like I said, a match of the year candidate. I thought Rollins and Demon King was very good. I thought Sasha and Charlotte, granted, it wasn't as good as the Raw match, but I still think it was pretty good. I think that a show with that Cena and Styles match, you can't say it's a bad show. That's how I feel. Obviously, I was there live. I didn't see it on the network. I'm going to go back and watch it soon. But I just thought it was a good show. SummerSlam weekend was a success. Wish we could have done ROH, but ROH was in Vegas this time. But either way, Brooklyn, SummerSlam, NXT, I think it's just a win. And next year, I'm sold for it. I'm going to go again. Granted, if I get tickets, I'm going to go again. And I'll say this, if you're in the East Coast, or if you have the ability to get yourself to Brooklyn, it's definitely worthwhile doing this weekend. It's short. You don't have to worry about all the craziness like WrestleMania. I'm not saying not go to WrestleMania, but this should be like another trip that you do. And I think if they can keep it in the Barclays, which they're not going to keep it forever, that, like I said, if you have the ability, definitely go to one of these. It's a lot of fun. The fans are really cool, especially NXT. Everyone is like a big family. Everyone has fun. SummerSlam's a different mentality because you got more kids, you got more casuals there. But NXT is still a lot of fun. SummerSlam was a lot of fun. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy the show? Did you hate it? Or also NXT as well. Your favorite match, all that good stuff. Until then, I am Mr. Classic 8. Peace.